Welcome back to the channel. We're having a barbecue tonight, so I popped to the van to pick up the charcoal for the Lotus grill. So welcome to the latest TNT video. Today it is VE Day, Victory in Europe, which is celebrated 80 years ago, and tomorrow is the Jersey Liberation Day, so it'll be 80 years following the unconditional surrender of Nazi forces in Germany, and we celebrate this every year, this one being very special as the 80th. So, hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you in a bit. Good morning.
Good morning.
As mentioned, we're at Liberation.
Yep. We're going to split up in a minute, aren't we?
Yes.
Tracy's going to stay and watch the
States and the Thanksgiving service,
Yep.
and a little bit of a sing-song
with Mum.
Hi.
And the gang, which will be there, and I am going to take part in the parade.
All good.
Memories of Liberation Square, where you all gather today, despite the most astonishing downpour during our all too brief visit to Jersey last year.
So today is Sunday of our Liberation weekend. It's been fun packed, hasn't it?
Oh goodness me, I'm almost shattered.
Yeah, so Friday was a bank holiday here in Jersey, and as you would have seen, we celebrated in Liberation Square, and the party went on. And then yesterday, Saturday, there was more events all over the islands. A lot of the parishes were doing their own family events, and we went back into town to Parade Gardens for a free concert there, which was good.
It was great, wasn't it?
Yeah. And that's happening again today. So we thought today would be a perfect time to come and look at the bunkers with what's been happening this weekend, and hopefully we can tell you a little bit of the story of our occupation and why we've got all these bunkers.
So these things are actually mass produced. You can actually see the timber that was used for the shuttering to create the form. And there's a few of these all over the island. And this is obviously a century box, which is really hard to discern why on earth it's here when you're stood here covered in gorse green. But if you look to your left, or camera right, you can see there's a couple of gun emplacements. I mean, they are big naval guns, so this is clearly one of the promontories that were heavily defended as part of the Atlantic Wall, which is part of both France, Channel Islands, Jersey, and of course Guernsey.
So at the minute we're on the west coast of the island. We're just the top of Latac, so Latac is down there, and we're going to head along the coast north towards Greenock. There's Latac down there. So we think this bunker would have had quite a big gun in there, because if you look at the view here, it's got a really massive range. And then we think the little bunker there would have been for like a machine gun to protect their main bunker, we think.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. So we're going to have a look inside this bunker.
Look at some of the wounded now. Jersey has been loyal to the Crown for centuries, and as a result of that, when Churchill decided to not defend the Channel Islands, there was an assumption by the German High Command that the British would attack here to reclaim their territory. The direct result of that was that the Channel Islands had the most concrete poured of any part of Western Europe. When the Germans arrived in typical efficient fashion, they built railways, they imported cement, and they started to build significant large concrete structures all over the coast. Both this headland up at Le Tac and indeed St Juan's Bay has perhaps some of the best preserved military bunkers left, because unlike parts of France which were built on the back of beaches, these were built on headlands, so they're built on rock.
So in fact this morning Tracy was kayaking in front of this tower. I'll put a picture in.
You can see some rock shielding here, so underneath the concrete has rock on top of it, so if you look from afar you think that this is not a bunker, but it's quite clearly there's a bunker here, look at that. But it just shields this whole complex down here.
Yeah, there's quite a few bunkers on the north coast that are like that as well.
This is like the top of Elizabeth Castle, isn't it, the way they've put this one
Yes,
in?
it is. Good view of the other islands.
Yep, and glimpses of France too. Jersey was occupied from 1940 through to the 9th of May 1945, and those 5 years were extraordinarily difficult for the people of this island. There are also tales of huge resistance from the population, where they carried out small acts of subterfuge just to show that they were not completely under the thumb of the Nazi regime. By the end of the war, Jersey population was starving, as were the German soldiers and personnel left in Jersey. And in the same way that some people helped slave workers, others took pity on the German soldiers and fed them some of what they had and showed them some mercy.
So we'll end this video here.
Thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed our celebrating the 80th liberation of Jersey and the Channel Islands.
Yeah, and we'll catch you in the next one. See you later.
Bye for now. And it's important to remember, and these large, visually intrusive concrete blocks on our landscape are part of Jersey remembering, and so the rest of the world can remember the tyranny of fascism.